All right, everybody. Judge Metal TV. Continuing here on YouTube, we're going to talk a little bit of Maximum Football today. This is a game that we have done a video previously, right after it was released. We said we were going to get back to it. Took us a while, but we're back to it. We are playing the free version of the game still, and there's a reason for that, which I'll explain in a second. Today we're going to talk about some features of the game that I've enjoyed as I've been playing the game. And this isn't really like a how-to or, anything where I'm trying to come at you with, master level knowledge. It's just some observations that I've made on the game and just showing you some features that you get in the free game. So if you have been thinking about playing this game and you haven't, go on to Steam and download it, try it for yourself. If you're enjoying it, jump on the Discord and help these developers grow this game. If you're tired of a certain other franchise owning football, here's your chance to help these guys develop this game and turn it into something bigger and better. So the first thing I wanted to show you, you log in, this is your opening screen. By the way, right down here is how you can join the Discord community, bottom right. But this is your main screen, Play Now screen. So you can play your exhibition games, go into the online version of the league. You have your gridiron here. That's your link to your Dynasty mode. Franchise mode is not out yet, but you do have a Dynasty mode. All of this, again, in the free version of the game. First little, we'll call it tip or trick, whatever you want to say, is if you're in this thing and you're still on the free version like I am, it's important to get in here, and whenever you log in, claim your challenge. Now, I've already claimed mine. I got 2,000 gold coins there. You can see here in the corner, I have 27,000 of those, 280 max stacks. All these things do different things, but the one that for how I've been playing it, what's been the most important is here you see on day 28, you get this ticket. I got a ticket on the 14th. The reason the ticket is important, I've gotten a few of those, is that is what allows you to continue your franchise, your dynasty into the next season. Okay, so if you have one of those tickets, they'll take that ticket. They'll take one ticket away when you start your new season. If you're claiming these rewards so far, I played a full season. I started season 2. I wasn't even claiming the rewards the whole time. I am now. Every time I log in, I claim one. But you get those tickets. You do have links to buy different items, buy the more advanced versions of the game so you have more accessibility. I don't know exactly what all of these things will do for you, but I'm still playing the free version because what I wanted to do is give people that opportunity to see what the free game does for you. How far can you go with the free game? Now, I will buy the game eventually. I will buy the game because I want to support the developers of this game. So we talked about the challenges. That's the first thing we wanted to talk about today. Make sure you get those. So you get these tickets. We'll go into gridiron. This is where we can load up our dynasty. We are the Mountain Lake Timbers. I don't know if every time you do a dynasty, a new dynasty, if it randomly shuffles these teams or if these teams always start as default. Same level. Just know that we are one of the worst. They're one of the worst teams in what is essentially college football. This is the early version of this game is set up in a college format. So you'll have your regular season. There's a playoff format. All these teams are fictitious college teams. They are highly editable. They are highly editable. So if you want to create Notre Dame or you want to create, USC, whoever it is, you can go in and you can do these things. If you go on different YouTube channels, you'll see folks who have created endless numbers of teams. So that is all at your fingertips. I chose not to go that route. I'm using the regular teams. You see, we are ranked 124. I intentionally chose one of the worst teams because I wanted to play through a season, do all the recruiting, see what the challenge is here. If you're a smaller school, if we did this with the #1 team in the game who had all the prestige and were winning, recruiting would be easy, or easier, we should say. And that didn't seem to serve my purpose. I wanted to take a difficult team and really learn what it is that you got to do to make this happen, to grow this team. So we did a lot of mistakes in season 1. We actually only got 2 recruits onto our team. One of them, though, is Dwayne Nurse, a safety, who is a very good player. He's a freshman. He's starting. So this is your main screen when you start season 2. We are in the off season. Over here is your proposed players to cut that are still on the roster. I did cut some players. I kept some because we had a horrible recruiting class. We only, like I said, we only got 2 guys because I really didn't understand how recruiting works. Figured it out, looking much better for season 2. But because of that, we have to hang on to some of these folks. Go to under My College. Here's how you access your roster, your depth chart, where you can cut players, your team's budget, stadium, facilities. Your team facilities, I haven't done anything with this yet. I put all of my stuff into the coach so far. Here's your stadium where you can set prices for ticket, food carts, merchandise. You're selling jerseys, you're selling posters, you're selling footballs. You set the prices. It's all very cool. I've left it all at the default for now just to see. The only thing I changed here, I added a food cart because if I was reading it correctly, my capacity for my stadium, the number of people who could buy tickets to my games exceeded the number of people who could order food. So I wanted to make sure that anybody that comes into this stadium can buy some food. Here's your college income. You'll look at this after a home game. It'll show you how much you made. This is all income. Your expenses will be all right here. So after a home game, you'll see this update. Under My Coach, this is your coach's profile. Here's his information. I've invested in him a little bit. Charisma 100%, player development 87. I figure I want to get players in and develop them. Start turning this program around. Pro style offense, 3-4 zone defense. And this is the priorities for recruiting strategy. His skills are here. This is where I've invested in this guy. His overall coaching. So you take experience points, which you earn from week to week or by achieving certain goals. Those experience points, I now have 25,000. I can take those and invest them. Now I cannot increase my coaching overall skill because that would cost me 35,000. Core 55. Passing, I could do passing if I wanted to, and the same for all the way down through. And then here are the challenges from week to week. If I win the game, I'm going to get 2,000. Score 7 points in a single game, that's 1,200. All the way down through all these. This is how you earn those experience points. Here's something I skipped over that I wanted to talk about, and that is practices. Practice, yes, Alan, we're talking about practice. So this initially was 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10. So you will go in, load up your practice session. And then you can pick it by play type, formation, coach suggestion, your choice. I'm going to go here. So see, here's 0 out of 2, 0 out of 2. So let's just stick with our 3-4. Cover 2 drop zone. So we're going to call this. We're just going to let this practice play run. That ran out. Let's come back and let's run it again. All right, now let's back out of this. Oops, not yet. Don't want to do that yet. If we go in here, we'll see we got 2 out of 2 and 12 out of 10 completed there on the top. So we got 12 out of 10. We've already got the bonus points. They were already added in because we already did 10 out of 10. off camera. So I just recently discovered that practice gives you more experience points. I didn't even use it last year. What does experience points allow you to do? Experience points allow you to do things like improve your coach, like we showed here, his skills. You're spending these experience points to make this better. Or we can't do it right now because we are in the preseason, so we can't. All right, so future judge here, just jumping in, because what I wanted to do was I couldn't show you the player editor until I advanced. So after I signed out, I hit advance out of the preseason. Now that I'm in the regular season, I can show you exactly how that works. Now, when I advanced, for some reason, I gained a lot of prestige points, but I lost experience points. So I don't have enough experience points to actually upgrade a player, but this is just going to show you how it works. So let's take David Nurse. This was the biggest recruit, one of two recruits, but an outstanding recruit. He's a freshman. He's an 88 overall. So obviously he's starting from day one, and you can look here at his ratings. These are his core ratings. So his core speed is an 80. His agility is 86. On through, you can see all this stuff. He has a safety. We're going to look at defense ratings because the starred areas are what the game is saying are the key areas for this guy. So if we wanted to improve a particular area, let's go back. Let's go back to core. Now we could edit his passing, we could edit his rushing, receiving. Like, we could do all these things. One thing I haven't figured out how to do is change someone's position. A certain other college football game that I've played in the past, you could recruit an athlete and then pick their position, or you could take a linebacker and move them to defensive end. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. I just haven't figured it out yet. So a guy like this on this team is staying at safety, but he could be a linebacker too, right? So there's that. There's the ability to move a guy around. But his core, really we have 261 experience points. The only thing we could do is we could give him take him up to 51 for injury resistance. Actually, we can't. That's as far as we can go because it takes us to 109. We're not going to actually do that. I could take it back. But that is how you can adjust a player's ability. His speed is 80. In order to make him faster, it's going to cost 5,737 experience points. So you're going to spend a lot to make Dwayne Nurse faster. But if you want to make him stronger, it's only going to cost you 881. So you can see, you're not going to necessarily be able to create perfect maxed out players, but if this guy's going to play a lot, he's my best player. So maybe I want to crank up his stamina. Maybe it's worthwhile for me to do that. Maybe he's my team captain, crank up determination, and I want him to be healthy all the time, right? So this is how you can customize your players and mold them into what type of organization you want to have. You go in, you complete your practices. You get 10 out of 10. You get your bonus points. Those experience points go there. Then you can either improve your facilities, you can improve your coach, or you can improve your individual players. Go in, just open the screen, and you toggle their ratings. Once the ratings get so high, they start to get more expensive the higher you go. So you can't just simply max a guy out. Because I'm on one of the worst teams, I have lower end talent. Now that I've added Nurse, that safety, I'm interested to see if it will be cheaper for me to take his ratings higher because he is a higher recruit. So are his maxes higher? And we'll see how that works out. All right, now let's jump into recruiting. We're going to go to a recruiting board. Now, one thing that I will say has been a little annoying is that they seem to fill this in automatically. So if you leave gaps, they add players. And they don't always add players that are very interested in your team. So up top here where it says position, if you just click on that, then you can go through position by position. So we'll start with my defensive ends because that is one of the biggest areas of need for this team. For one, I think I have 4 seniors graduating at defensive end positions, but honestly, they're not very good. So we need to get better talent-wise, and we need bodies. So looking here on the right-hand side, you see the player interest. He's leaning towards Duckville. I need to change that name. He's leaning towards Duckville, but we are ahead of Corvallis. So we have a shot with this guy. We're in the game with him. We look at this guy, again, a similar thing. Wyoming is a little further ahead. Idaho City's ahead of us. We might be able to get this guy. Here's a guy that's interested in coming to our school. So we're going to focus on this guy. Now, I haven't revealed his ratings. I just know that even though he's the number 477th recruit overall, he's going to be better than the defensive ends I have right now. So I'm not really wasting points revealing. What I'm really doing is finding folks that are genuinely interested in coming to my school. And that's who I'm recruiting. And here we got Miles Alford as well. He is number 503. And that's overall recruits. That's not defensive ends. It's overall recruit. So these 2 guys will be my first focus. All right, so let's start with Manzano. I have not recruited him at all, so I don't know anything about this guy. I can either text him, I can email him, or I can just call him. This is similar to a certain other college football game. If you've done recruiting in that one, it's pretty similar. What I like to do, what I've learned to do is right now I'm going to text this guy. And the reason I'm going to text him is because texting is the cheapest as far as points go. But it's also going to give me information on what is this guy interested in. So let's click on that. So apparently I already sent this guy a message. I didn't remember doing that, but it's a good one though. I asked him if he wants to play close to home. He says, I don't know, but it's also come up here on this right-hand side that close to home is excellent. And I believe this guy is close to us geographically, so that's a good one to know. So now down the road, we can use this information. And we also know that he's interested in Coach Charisma, which we are high in. So we have a really good shot with this guy. Obviously, this guy's leaning towards us. We really need defensive ends. So let's see if we can give him a call. Because we've already got knowledge on him. Let's see if we can use this information. And our school ranking is elite, close to home. That's excellent for him. So let's use that. Always elite on Coach Charisma and excellent. So we could either, for him, we can use Charisma. We can use close to home. Let's go close to home. We're going to go soft because it's early. And then there you see we spent 200 prestige points. We got his interest up to 415. So this looks like a guy that we have a very good chance of landing. Let's go to Alford. Let's call him as well. So he's elite. School is elite. He's very good in interest there. We're low on early playing time, which is weird to me because he's going to play. So let's do close to home with him as well, and we'll do the soft sell. And we're going to save the Coach Charisma for the next call. So that takes him up to 428, takes us down to 369. And then this is the process. You're going to use your texts and your emails. Text gets you information. Emails as a combination can get you information, but also can improve. The call is when you have information and you say, all right, I know you're interested in this. We are very good at this. This is why you should come to our school. And that'll do it. That's what we wanted to go through. We wanted to talk about Just a couple of these really cool features that I really enjoyed. The recruiting, which we just talked about, now that I understand it better, is a heck of a lot of fun. Hopefully I do better than 2 recruits this year and we get this team moving in the right direction. But the other thing that I discovered is you play the game based on how you perform. You get experience points, but you can also practice, and you use practice to gain experience points as well. And I think that's a very cool feature in this game. You take those experience points, you can use that to upgrade your facilities, you can use that to upgrade your coach, you can use that to upgrade your players individually. You have a lot of control over the talent on your team. And on one hand, at first, I thought, well, that's kind of weird because you can't just automatically make a guy faster. But what you can do is you can mold a team into the style of play that you want to have. So if you want to have an attacking front 7, you can go get these really fast, aggressive linebackers or this, pass rushing defensive ends type of thing, right? Or if you want to develop an offense that's in the air all the time, you can go get some great receivers and get a big arm quarterback, and you can develop them and make them into what you want. It might cost you a lot of experience points, but you can do it. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this really quick look at Maximum Football, a game that I'm playing and having a lot of fun, still on the free version. So if you would like to check it out, it's on Steam. It's still free. Get in, join the Discord, and let's help these guys turn this into the best football game on the planet.